And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. We have some breaking news to report. As you remember, earlier this morning, we brought you that information about a missing plane in Alaska that apparently had 10 passengers on board. Well, now the U.S. Coast Guard is telling us that they have located the debris field of the plane here at the U.S. Coast Guard Alaska, putting this photo out with this update moments ago, saying the U.S. Coast Guard has located an aircraft matching the description of the missing plane approximately 34 miles southeast of Nome. 3 individuals were found inside and reported to be deceased. They say our thoughts are with those affected by this tragic incident. Let's get you up to speed if you haven't been already here. Yes, let's take that photo full. You see there, that's what they believe to be the plane that went missing. So this is a very, very tragic set of circumstances here. According to the Associated Press, this is what we know. That small commuter plane flying over icy seas in western Alaska, that was just south of the Arctic Circle. You see its flight path there with 10 people on board, experienced a sudden loss in elevation and speed just before it went missing, according to authorities. Rescuers searching by air also found, quote, some sort of item of interest on Friday. But now the U.S. Coast Guard is telling us that they believe they have located what they believe is the missing plane here. This was a Bering Air Cessna Caravan, a single-engine turboprop, and it was heading from a small remote village to Nome, Alaska, a distance of about 150 miles here. Now, according to the Coast Guard, there were 9 passengers and a pilot on board when it disappeared Thursday afternoon over Alaska's Norton Sound. And so this is a very tragic update here. We're being told as well all 10 people on board the plane were adults, and the flight was a regularly scheduled commuter trip. I want to put up just the map here of Alaska as well, where the flight took off and where it was supposed to land. This was not a long flight by any means. Now, what is peculiar about this, now that the Coast Guard is telling us that they have found the debris field of the flight in question, that 3 people were found deceased inside the wreckage. We were told, though, that the flight had 10 people on board, and one of those was the pilot. So I don't have to say, you know, if you've been watching and you've been following the news throughout the last week and a half, that it has been a very, very sad, tragic, deadly period for U.S. aviation. 1 week ago today, we were on the air almost at this time, bringing you the just shocking, incredible scenes out of Northeast Philadelphia when that medevac flight, that Learjet, fell from the sky, killing all 6 passengers on board and killing someone in a car on the ground. And then, of course, we just passed the 1-week mark since American Airlines Flight 5342 collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter midair over the skies of the Potomac River near Reagan Airport in Washington. And so this is the latest update we are bringing to you of yet another flight mishap, flight crash here. I want to take this yet again. Take a look at that, though. That photo the U.S. Coast Guard Alaska just posted. And you see the flight, you see the plane. Would appear to be 2 individuals on the snowy Arctic surface there, presumably Coast Guard officials on the ground. And so if we do get any more updates, we will be speaking to some local officials a little bit later on about this particular air disaster. But according to authorities, they held, remember, a virtual briefing today. We showed you that live. And they had determined that the plane experienced a sudden loss in elevation and speed just before it went missing. This was a Bering Air Cessna Caravan. It's a single-engine turboprop. And it was only flying about a distance of 150 miles. And it disappeared just yesterday afternoon. It took off around 2:37 in the afternoon yesterday. And according to some of the maps that we brought you, I want to put this up from FlightAware. You see how close it was to its destination before it was lost, before contact was lost. So if we get any more updates, whether via social media, in a statement, or on camera, we will definitely bring this to you here. Now, according to weather conditions at the time, there was light snow and fog with a temperature of 17 degrees. That's according to the National Weather Service in the area. Officials lost contact with the plane less than an hour after takeoff. The Coast Guard said the plane went missing 30 miles southeast of Nome, Alaska. It was also operating at its maximum passenger capacity. That's according to the airline's description of the plane. So wanted to make sure we brought you these updates and a very, very sad update. But like I said, if there will be any more information throughout the course of the evening, if there will be any more updates, we'll bring those to you here on Live Now from Fox.